Okay, so basically, this is a comic that I made when I was like 9 years old. Like, I made a whole bunch of these. Some of them didn't get finished though. But anyway, yeah, basically, when I was like 9 years old, I was like a huge fan of like Bartman, you know, Bart Simpson's alter ego and that had some comics like and stuff. Yeah. Anyway, so basically, I drew ones about myself as a superhero, and I had the most creative name ever, BatPhoebe. Like, and what? Wow. Okay then. Anyway, so basically, this is a comic. It's like, it was supposed to be like a bunch of comics in one big one. Yeah. So it was called BatPhoebe, the best of the best, and it was based on Bartman, the best of the best. And like, there's a bunch of characters. Like, that was my costume, and like, I don't even know. I didn't have a mask in the original stories. I didn't have a cowl, as I called it. A bunch of random characters that, like, half of them don't even appear in this story, or like a few of them don't appear anyway. And yes, there is a Teletubby as one of the characters. Yeah. But you won't see that in this video, because this video is just the first story. Because it takes forever to scan these, so I'm not going to like, put them all in one video, because people might not want to, like, search for a specific one, like, yeah, I'm saying this as if people are gonna actually be interested, yeah, okay, anyway, so basically, there's just a random picture of me swinging on, like, a really, really long rope, and then there's the contents, which I had to cut out a real name there, but, anyway, where it says, if you see a thing saying deleted, it means that I cut out a real name or a real location or something. But yeah, anyway, most of these never got made. Like, I was gonna make like 23 of them or something, but only like the first 5 are actually in this, so I put a thing saying look out for, but they were like, imaginary comics that never existed or something. I don't even know. Anyway, the first 2 things are BatPhoebe's Acrostic Poem and BatPhoebe's Bottom 28, which is like how the Simpsons comics always had those like bottom 40s and stuff, but I could only think of 28. So first, the Acrostic Poem. Let's look at this magnificent masterpiece. Oh wait, not yet. Yeah, there's more contents. And then bad as in cool, because when I was a kid, I asked, like, I thought that bad also could mean cool for some reason. I don't even know. Something to do with Bart Simpson. I got confused there. Because for some reason I thought Bart Simpson was cool when I was a kid. I don't know why. Anyway, amazing. Top secret identity. Okay then. Powerful. Happy about solved missions. Oh wow is what people say. Excellent. Best work. Energetic. By the way, I said this already, but just to make sure it's definitely clear that I made this when I was 9 years old. So it was like 10 years ago. And I was a very weird and different person than I am now. This is my 28 least favorite things, apparently. 1. Getting hurt by the villain. 2. Crash landing while swinging on ropes. 3. Cape burn. I don't actually know what that is. I just saw it in a Bartman comic, so I put it there. 4. Dirty gloves. Because I remember I'd always like to get butter on my gloves for some reason. I don't know how that would happen. Like, why was I eating bread and butter with gloves on? I don't know. 5. When buttons come off my bat boots. Because most of these are based on real life. And in real life, my bat boots, quote, were actually like purple slippers or something. And they had buttons on them. Number 6. When I can't find my bat boots. Number 7. Getting called for dinner when I'm about to go to the Phoebe cave. Which was actually just the room under the stairs. Being a real-life superhero is kind of lame, because like, it's not as cool as comics, because in comics you can have, like, laser guns and stuff. Number 8, having all my missions be pretend. Number 9, not being allowed to stay up late to do missions. Number 10, my superhero group not cooperating. Number 11, my superhero group not helping me with missions, which is basically the same thing, but as number 10, but... Yeah, I had, like, some friends at school who I made comics, and they were also, like, my sidekicks and stuff, but, like, sometimes they weren't that into it, but sometimes they were. I don't know. Number 12, deleted, wanting to leave the Phoebe cave. That's a real name, so I had to, it was actually their, like, super name, but it had their real name in it, kind of like BatPhoebe. So, yeah. People letting deleted out of the Phoebe cave. Me being the only hero with a costume. Not taking enough photos of me at a time. Having to wait a long time to film movies about me, because I also wanted to make movies about me. Anyway. Number 5, no, what was I up to? Number 17, having to stop in the middle of making an advertisement, because I made, like, posters for, like, fake movies that never existed during class, like, during free time, and I'd, like, put them on the walls and stuff of the classroom. So, yeah. Where am I? Needing special effects for some of my movies. Not being able to activate my cape when I'm wearing my bat belt, because this is also really lame, but my cape, quote, was actually just a purple robe. Like, my original cape was a robe, and the bat belt was a tie thing, so yeah, I don't even know. I couldn't, like, have my cape, like, out when I had the tie thing on. 20, not being able to fly. 21, Muscle Man telling that the look on his face in my picture makes him look evil. I don't know. Muscle Man was actually Spinach that I mentioned in some other videos. That's not his real name. I don't know. It'd probably make more sense to just use the first names, because it's like, I don't see these people anymore anyway, so. I don't know. 22, Deleted and Muscly Meow not understanding about us being superheroes. 23, the fact that Muscly Meow will never understand us as superheroes, because Muscly Meow was a cat. 24, the Phoebe signal not existing. Oh yeah, wasn't the original Phoebe signal like flies or something, and then it changed into like a torch with like BP or something? I don't know. 25, I misread that. Not being able to grapple or whiz down zip lines. 26, Deleted, not wanting to join my group. That was one of my friends from school who wasn't interested in the superhero thing in real life. 27, having to wait for certain people to come before filming scenes. Again, related to the movies. 28, having my list go wrong, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I still remember what I mean by that somehow. Basically, I accidentally clicked out of the text box that I was typing a list in, and I couldn't get back in the text box, so I had to make a new text box, which means it wasn't lined up perfectly with the number 28. So that's kind of a dumb thing to put on the list, but I guess I was just really running out of ideas. Anyway, that took like ages to read that, like, wow, okay then. Yeah, at the top, I cut out my last name, but that's basically, I was like, you know, Phoebe Deleted, archenemy of evil. Cause that's what it said, like, it said Bart Simpson, archenemy of evil. Which is probably based on some other superhero comic that I don't really, the thing is, I don't actually read superhero comics, really. The only ones I really read was Bartman, but now I prefer Mysterion, because Mysterion, like, I don't know, I like Kenny better than Bart. Anyway, anyone noticed that Kenny wears orange just like Bart Simpson, and they both have, like, yellow spiky hair, and they're both 10 years old. Okay, no. Anyway, really basic cover, just me swinging on a rope, blah blah. I like to do that cool 3D writing for some reason. So this is a news reporter guy who, in a later issue, it's revealed that his name is Mark. Not really, that's not really that important, but anyway, the first panel of each comic was always like a huge panel that took up the whole page. So the first panel would be like that. So he's like, there has been a murder arrival with a secret weapon. That's me and my mom watching the news on the TV, and I'm like gasping. A secret weapon. And then, sorry, it's a bit blurry, it's a bit faded because of the scanner, but I know what it says. It says, too bad superheroes don't exist, because apparently the police don't matter, as long as superheroes exist. I don't know. That night, ding, yet. I said ding when I'm reading out the light bulb panels. I did those light bulb things a lot for some reason. Like, there's, like, classic cartoon things when you get an idea. Anyway, that's me, like, in bed, like, hours later. I finished my sentence, like, after, I don't even know. And, like, those are actual pajamas I had, I'm pretty sure, like, red and yellow stripy ones. I don't remember if I ever had orange bed sheets, though. Who cares? It's just a comic, because I rarely went around wearing a blue shirt and green shorts, either. Anyway, because blue and green were my favorite colors, even though back then I didn't admit that I had favorite colors. Anyway, too bad superheroes don't exist yet. And then I'm like, thus this night is a hero born. Lo, there shall come a BatPhoebe! And that's me folding my arms. I couldn't draw folding arms back then. Like, I still can't, but I'm a bit better, but not really that. I don't know. Anyway, like, yeah, crooked panel for the win. Anyway, oh yeah, and then this is why I got lazy and didn't color the rest of it. So I colored like half of this panel. Actually, I think this panel's still colored. It's just hard to tell. So I'm like, I wonder if this cape works. And then there's me standing on the bed. And my cape is like way longer than how tall, like, I don't know. And then I'm like, oof! And then it's like, if my cape doesn't work, how do I fly? And no, I wasn't using oof as a meme, because I don't know if it was a meme back then, but if it was, I didn't know it. But, like, I just used it the normal way, i.e. when you get hurt. So, yeah. I don't know, anyway. So there, I got an idea. And I think this is when I got lazy with the coloring, yeah. Oh, wait, no, I don't know. I can't tell, the purple is so faded. I think this is the panel I didn't color my cape and stuff. I hope my idea works. I hope so. Basically, I'd always draw the speech bubble first back then. And if there was too much writing, I'd have to cram it in. But if there wasn't enough writing, I'd like make up an extra bit of dialogue so that it would all fit in the speech bubble. So that's why I added I hope so. Outside, there's me swinging this giant stars, and like a moon is smaller than some of them. Doesn't really matter. Anyway, if I swing on a rope and hold my cape out, it will look like I'm flying. So that there's a knife, like with a shiny, glistening, like spark thing at the end to show how shiny it is. It cuts the rope, and the evil guy's thinking, like an evil chuckle, and I'm like, yeah! And I fell. And then I'm like, ow, that hurt. It's lucky I have my bat belt. How did I know that there was going to be a a grappling hook in the bat belt? I don't know. I guess because I just know what superheroes were like in my head. In my head, like, I preferred superheroes who didn't have powers, but instead had, like, grappling hooks and laser guns and stuff that I thought was cool back then. I kind of still think it's cool, but... So then I apparently suddenly have a laser gun, speaking of which, and of course the guy is just some random guy with, like, a ninja suit and a hood mask thing. I don't know, and I zap him with my laser gun, but he's invincible, and so he gets out a knife, which for some reason is really, like, bendy and curvy, and, like is pointing sideways, scared or something, and then, like, gulp, and then I have a big lump in my throat as I'm gulping. He points the knife right at me, and then I, like, swoop my cape around myself to protect myself, and I'm like, I get it, his secret weapon is a knife, like, I just now figured that out, and then it's like, I get an idea, and then I wait for him to come really close, and then I, like, bang him out of whip my cape out, and I, like, knock him away, and I'm like, heh, that should fix him, and then I swing back home, and then I swing through my window, and then I go over to my clock, and I'm walking so weirdly, and then I'm like, it's late, and it's 1 o'clock a.m., and I'm like, I've got to get to sleep. Then in the morning, my mind is like, good job, keep going, and I'm like, I will. I'm talking to my own mind. Okay, then. And then I think in the bottom corner it just says, like, the end or something like that. Also, for some reason I loved having, like, different clothing combinations. Like, sometimes my shirt would be red instead of blue, and my shoes would be red instead of blue. Sometimes my shorts would be yellow instead of green. I don't know. Anyway, this comic was really short, but, the other ones are a bit more interesting, because they include, like, more characters, and they're a bit longer. Like, the next one is longer, and it was supposed to be a 3-parter, but, like, not really, because I made it all at once, and it was, like, I didn't put it in I didn't separate them, really, I just called it a 3-parter. Anyway, more on that later, I guess. I would do it now, but I hate scanning all those pages. Okay, bye.